Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and take pass less from the kickoff to the final whistle blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques. Just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a roll, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah!
Ahoy, footy fans. How's everybody doing? Welcome to your Saturday night NRL action. Game of Mel. Ahoy there. Jim Condon. Ahoy. Welcome along. Channel members out the wazoo there in the YouTube chat. Very nice to have you guys along as always. How are we doing? Ready for this one? Cowboys versus the Dolphins. Now, Matty Colkin just raises an interesting talking point. We were obviously covering the Super Rugby semi-final just before this one, so we didn't catch the Knights versus the Roosters game. But the big news coming out of that, Victor Radley, another failed HIA. Victor Radley was ruled out of that game, HIA again, and honestly, the poor bloke, he's not going to have a very long career. Whether he's forced into some sort of medical retirement, Boyd Cordner style, or what, Victor Radley just keeps getting head knocks. And, I mean, for his own good, it might be recommended that he just steps away from the game, at least playing. You don't have to step away from the game as a whole. I mean, he could move into coaching. Although I wouldn't advise coaching tackle techniques. Too soon? Probably too soon. But yes, another failed HIA for poor Victor Radley. Jack, ahoy there, mate. And Jay Little, ahoy there. I've got to go the Dolphins in this one. The Dolphins are in fine form. Jeremiah Nanai is obviously a big out for the Cowboys. Who else have the Cowboys lost to Origin? Dearden, of course. So Jake Clifford comes in at halfback. Gina Ferracini, ahoy. So a couple of key outs, really, for the Cowboys here, and the Dolphins are in such good form. I do think it'll be a high-scoring game, and now we know what happens every single time I say that. Reese Robson as well, of course, and Ruben Cotter. Cletus. Yes, a lot of key outs there for the Cowboys. Not so much for the Dolphins. Obviously, they'll be missing the hammer, but still a very solid-looking lineup. Avarillo slots to fullback. Asako, Pangai, Farnworth, Bostock, Nikorima, Katoa. That is still solid. So I think the Dolphins win this probably quite comfortably in the end. Mookie, ahoy, mate. Are we all ready for this one? This is a bonus. To be honest, I wasn't going to do any games tonight other than the Super Rugby semi-final, but I'm up and about. So I figured, why not? Blair, 420. Thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. The rugby union would be on Saturday, surely. Next weekend, Super Rugby Pacific Grand Final. Crusaders taking on the Chiefs, who were victors earlier tonight. And that would surely be on a Saturday, you would have to think. Super Rugby Pacific. I don't know that they've announced it yet. Oh, yeah, there we go. Saturday, 21st of June, 5 p.m. my time. As the Dolphins are out onto the park, I've got the Dolphins winning this, winning it quite comfortably. Just too many outs for the Cowboys, but we have seen the underdogs put up a lot of resilience in round 15. Jimmy, Kuiper, go Cowboys, 9+. Can they take the fight to them? They're going to have to be near perfect here, the baby Cowboys. There's still a lot of experience in that squad, though. Drinkwater, Darby, Labert, Taulungi. I mean, Braden Burns has been around the tracks. Purdue, Clifford in the halves. Clifford's been around for a while. Referee blows his whistle. We're off and running. Dolphins with the kickoff. And the Cowboys will get first use of it and charging off the back fence here. Big defense from the Dolphins. And they have kept them pinned down inside their own 10 here to start this game. Outside the 22, Cowboys on play 3. Almost up to the 30, in fact. Solid defense from the Dolphins, roughing up the Cowboys on the deck. Sixer, ahoy, mate. As it's the 5th and last now, just short of halfway. Clifford gets the kick. It's high. It's not contestable, though, and Asako dummies. Decides that he'll just head into contact on his own. And he's staying down to milk the penalty here, Jermaine Asako. We don't like to see this. Val Holmes plays for the Dragons, though, Matty Colkin. Dragons. As Asako down and holding the throat. They're going to have a look at this. Yeah, we don't want to talk about the Dragons. God damn them. On report, and this will be an early penalty. Jermaine Asako, he stayed down, successfully got the penalty. And the Dolphins, fine touch up towards halfway. They tap and go. Kafusi. brings it out to the 40. E.B. Williams says thoughts on the Finns losing their entire forward pack for the season. Flegler, Gilbert, Plath, and Saifidi. Yeah, but they're performing so well, the Dolphins, aren't they? I mean, Francis Molo has been solid. Pinafuaki, he's been a revelation. I mean, Oren Keeley, we've seen him on and off. Kurt Donahue, they've still got Ray Stone, Lemuelu, and Mark Nichols, Josh Kerr coming off the bench. It's amazing the depth that has now been built for the Dolphins as they get a 6 again, and Molo's tackled 25 out. Playing this game at pace. The Dolphins inside the 22, Kaufusi. To the right side they go, but Donahue drops it off on the inside for Finafuaki. And they're 10 meters out from the line here. Marshall King. Out the back it goes for Katoa. Can't get the arms free. Can't get the ball on through the back line. So Marshall King goes from dummy half, catches them napping. Another set restart here for the Dolphins. Inside the 10, the Cowboys. What a red-hot start this has been for the team in red. Pini Fuiaki over the top of one poor helpless defender. They're up quickly again here, the Cowboys. A couple of meters out here in midfield. Marshall King sends it right for Katoa. Out the back for Avarillo, who spins away from one. He's brought down 10 meters out from the line here on play 4. Katoa holds the pass up nicely. And now Nikorima creates some space for Keeley. Fifth and last, though, 5 meters out. Nikorima with the Harbour Bridge ball over the top for Bostock. Bostock, if he's managed to stay in the field of play, has just scored a beautiful try in the corner. He tippy-toed and spun on the sideline, reaches out with those go-go gadget arms of his, and plants the ball down for the first try, potentially, of the evening. We'll have to have a look at this touchline, though. He might have got his tippy-toes on the sideline. We'll have a look. Nikorima with the vision throws the Harbour Bridge pass over the top, and he has stayed in the field of play. That is an immense effort from Herbie Farnworth. Jack Bostock, my apologies. Bostock and 2 smoking barrels. Unbelievable. That is amazing. This is a tick off the multi, nice and early. Try confirmed, and the Dolphins are up 4-0, kick to come. Clems, you've got Murray, Herbie, Asako, and Braden Burns. Very nice. Nothing wrong with going a little bit different. Moody, BBN, ahoy there, over on the Twitch. Pro Gamer 42, ahoy mates. No, I didn't see the game. I heard about Victor Radley, though, which was very, very, very sad news. Victor Radley, another failed HIA, that poor bugger. Jermaine Asako from the sideline hooks this back way too far, and it stays 4 points to 0. Jack Bostock, your opening try scorer. And the Dolphins on top early. A tick off the multi nice and early. The Farnworth-Bostock combo was a sure thing. As close to a sure thing as you can possibly get. Bostock and Farnworth. So 5 minutes gone. 4 points to 0, the Dolphins. What a start. I tell you, they are playing so well at the moment, the Dolphins. And as was mentioned earlier by E.B. Williams, I believe it was, just moments ago, raising the point, they've got so many players out. Flegler, Saifidi, Max Plath just got ruled out for the season. Now the Dolphins from the kickoff keep the ball alive. Kaufusi up the middle. Katoa with the short ball off the hip And Fini Fuiaki plays it 35 out. Playing with pace as well. Quick play the ball speed. Kafusi gets the offload away. Back for Marshall King. Molo. Dummies. And he's taken down. Fifth and last. 40 out from the line. Just rolling upfield at will here, the Dolphins. Katoa puts it high. Dolphins chase through. Pressure on Taulagi, who takes it well over there in the far corner. This game is indeed in Townsville. WST, ahoy, mates. Bobby, go the Dolphins. E.B. Williams says thoughts on captain as the Cowboys come up with a mistake. The Cowboys have dropped the ball on play number 2 inside their own red zone. An unforced error. Was that Robert Derby? Well, we have seen Robert Derby have the dropsies in games prior, haven't we? He's recovered well in those games. He's got to keep his head high in this one as well. Captain of the Mighty Bulldogs, Isaiah Yo, source, Stephen Crichton. Are they pilfering another one from the Panthers as Nicarima goes straight through? Looks for that Harbour Bridge ball again. Darby tries to collect it, but Bostock dives on it. They're 5 meters out, the Dolphins. Avarillo at first receiver. On to Keeley. And Oren Keeley takes it inside the 10. 5 meters out. Slow play the ball. But from dummy half goes Marshall King. He's over the line. Jeremy Marshall King might have got this grounded. We're waiting for the call. And the call is no try. But they're going to have a look. Marshall King's already back, ready to play the ball. So that tells you everything that you need to know. He doesn't think he scored it. If you had to choose between Katoa, Metcalf, or Galvin as your chief half, who would it be? Well, I think Galvin's a 6. So forget about him. Metcalf or Katoa. Ooh. Jeez, that's a tough call. Well, as a Sharks supporter, we gave Metcalf his debut in first grade. So, as a Sharks supporter, I would choose to go back in time and hold on to Luke Metcalf. Instead, we let him go to the Warriors and chose to retain Matt Moylan. There is a serious... Anyway, don't get me started. There's a serious problem with retention and recruitment at the Sharks. As Herbie Farnworth now steps through. He's a meter short. Herbie the love bug, 5th and last. Keeley onto Katoa, who grubbers through for himself. But it's dived on by the Cowboys inside their own 10. Carl Lawton there, the substitute for Reece Robson. But this is huge defense now from the Dolphins. Kafusi leading the way. And a penalty to the Cowboys. Much, much needed. As they're offside here, the Dolphins. And an opportunity now for the Cowboys to just slow things down and try and get this ball the hell out of here. Lee, ahoy there over on the TikTok. Thank you very much for the heart me. Cheers. As Ming the Merciless watches on from the coach's box. Not too much of a hint of concern on his face just yet. But we'll see as they start their set on halfway. Tackle 1. Burns plays it back. And into midfield. Jordan McLean takes it into Dolphins territory. Rock my balls, ahoy, mate. And a strong carry inside the 40 here. The Cowboys. McLean onto Drinkwater, who's in the line. Dummies and almost gets through. Farnworth brings him down. A solid legs tackle. 20 out from the line, though, the Cowboys. Here they come. Purdue. Onto Edwards. Harrison Edwards is taken down. 15 out in midfield. 5th and last. Back to this near side. Purdue to Drinkwater. Puts the step on Nicarima. Nicarima clings on. And that will be a handover. 10 meters out from their own line, the Dolphins' defense. Questions were asked, and those questions were answered. Drinkwater staying down here. Feels like he's copped one in the face. Drinkwater has copped a cheeky little elbow unintentionally there from Cody Nikorima. And now, if this is a penalty, then I give up. I can't possibly. I mean, Drinkwater is... It's on report! Well, I can't even process this. Wow. It's gone on report. The Cowboys will get the penalty. I mean, that was just... Cody Nikorima on report for that. I mean, that was just incidental contact, in my opinion. But then, apparently, my opinion's not worth a whole lot. Drinkwater's off for a HIA, though, in fairness. I think that's just... I think that needs to happen, though. That'll take away the milking. We don't want to see the milking in the game. So I think it should be a mandatory HIA. Lee says Cowboys with some extra players on the field tonight. So it would seem. I can't believe that call. That is insane. 10 meters out from the line here. Lawton sends it left for Clifford. Clifford with the short ball. And the Cowboys are now just a couple of meters out. Cohen Hess, slow to play this ball. It's a 6 again for the Cows. Clifford dummies the kick. Don't know why anyone would even consider falling for that on play 1. But I digress. Short side. Lawton changes the direction. Well read by the Dolphins. Not catching the blindside napping. On the field, Thomas Duffy. Through the hands to the left they go. Laybutt steps in and away. And he beats the tackle of Fangai. But he's taken down now 5 meters out. Clifford in midfield. Drops it back on the inside here for Harrison Edwards. And Edwards goes to ground. 5 meters out, the Dolphins' defense holding on. To the right edge they go. The Cowboys keeping the ball alive. And a penalty. Well, has a player been taken out here? What's the call? Nikorima's only just getting up off the deck. So this could have been tackled off the ball. Oh, Kafusi, shoulder to the head. Oh, Kafusi's in trouble here. Kafusi could be in trouble here. Big moment of the game. That is blatant shoulder to the face. And Kafusi could be having a sit down here for at least 10. That looked nasty. Oh, Felice Kafusi, he could be in big, big trouble here. Dangerous 10, 2022. Ahoy, mate. Here we go. Kafusi's been called out. On report, 10 in the bin. I mean, that was straight shoulder to the head. The bunker and the referee left with no option there. Felice Kafusi got that horribly wrong. Wayne Stretch, ahoy, mate. 10 in the bin for Kafusi. Clifford with the short ball for Hess. No thought of taking the 2 here. The Cowboys, they're going to keep the pressure on. 5 meters out. Clifford in midfield. Oh, we've got time off again here. This will be a HIA. Last weekend, Muzzer. We got 2 4-leggers up last weekend. And 1 the weekend before that. Upper Ferra. Ahoy. Go the Cowboys. And Duffy is now off the field. Jake Clifford. Oh, I thought he was going to tap and go. But time's still off. Lily, Grace, ahoy there. Scott needs to drink water. Scott needs to drink beer. As the Cowboys play the ball here. Tackle 2, 5 minutes. So that was Thomas Duffy off for a HIA. And Clifford Dummies takes the line on. He's half a metre out. So Duffy came onto the field to replace Drinkwater, who's off for a HIA. So they've lost both of them. As Sam McIntyre, Dummies, 10 metres out here, 5th and last. Cowboys back into midfield. Purdue with the grubber kick, can't beat the line. And it's dived on by Oren Keeley for the Dolphins. And that all amounts to absolute naught for the Cowboys. Incidentally, Jamie left these here last night. It was nice to have a visit from Jamie. He left these here. So we can make use of these tonight, as ridiculous as they are. Honestly, the most stupid pieces of NRL merchandise in history. Right there. Back inside, Donahue ducks under a swinging arm. WWE-style clothesline, that was from the Cowboys. Very lucky for everyone that it missed. 5th and last, Katoa puts this kick downfield. Taken inside the 10 by the Cowboys. And a good kick return. Having his pants pulled down in the process. From whoever that was there for the Cowboys. I don't know who's on the field anymore. Because Drinkwater's off. Duffy, who replaced Drinkwater, is off. So who would that be that's now slotted into fullback? As the Cowboys take it up over halfway. Staying on the short side on that left edge. Clifford off the hip. 5th and last, 35 out. As the Cowboys start to get some consistent ball now down this end of the field. Putting this one high, the Cowboys have lost it forward. And it sits up for Bostock, who's away from 1. He's away from 2. Gets the offload for Farnworth. Steps back in field. And Herbie's up over halfway. Herbie, Farnworth. What a kick return. And that is 0 tackle from the knock on. And the Dolphins with some serious momentum now. Bostock, 40 metres out from the line. Oren Keeley draws in 4 defenders. He's not that big a bloke. They've weathered the storm for the time being here as Francis Mollo straight up the middle. Tackle 3. 25 and a half left in this opening 40. Katoa, the in and away, gives it to Nikorima. Gets the arms free for Farnworth. A simple draw and pass. And Bostock gets a double. Well, that was way too simple. Katoa to Nikorima. Farnworth. Bostock. That left edge is fire. That left edge might be one of the best in the competition. It was Bostock and Farnworth who set up this entire set of 6 from the kick return. And it's the left edge, Bostock and Farnworth, that finish it off. 8 points to 0, kick to come, and the Dolphins have done that with Carfusi in the sin bin, no less. Eight points to 0, kick to come, 2 tries for Bostock and 2 smoking barrels. And it looks like Jackson Purdue has shifted to fullback. Okay, so who's playing in the halves? The Cowboys, they have been forced into such a reshuffle. Thomas, ahoy mate. Welcome along over there on TikTok. Wasted World of Sports, of course, live on Twitch, live on TikTok, live on Facebook. and live on YouTube as Asako hooks this back nicely, puts it down the middle, and it's 10 points to 0. The Dolphins. And they've done it with a man in the sin bin. Bostock with a double. What a start for the Dolphins. I mean, apart from Kalfusi's brain fart, getting himself sin binned, the Dolphins have been right on top in this one. Ahoy there to Alan Lenford. To Alan Lenford. Welcome along over there on the Twitch. Kickoff and Francis Molo from the back fence. 23 minutes left in the opening half. Dolphins up 10-0. How long left in the bin for Kalfusi? Still a couple of minutes, I do believe. 30 out from the line now, their own line. Second try was scored by Jack Bostock. First try was scored by Jack Bostock. He's having a very good night as Nicarima with the short ball here. For Francis Molo stands in the tackle. And he can't offload. Up to halfway now, the Dolphins. Keeley fends off one, but he's brought to ground now. It's Donahue, sorry. To the right edge they go for Katoa. Sends the kick downfield. Who's it back now? Jackson Purdue's still back there. The Cowboys forced into an immense reshuffle. Scott Drinkwater off for HIA. Thomas Duffy came on to replace him. Thomas Duffy now off for a HIA. Jackson Purdue, the starting 5'8", has shifted to fullback while those two players go under HIA. Big defense. Oh, here's Drinkwater on the sideline, ready to come back on. Seems as though he has passed his HIA, and Scott Drinkwater will be back into the contest momentarily. Good news there for the Cowboys. Drinkwater can come back on. Purdue can move back into the halves. And maybe a little sense of normalcy for the Cowboys after that happens. As Clifford puts this kick downfield. Taken by the Dolphins. Avarillo brings it back to the 10. Heads across field now. Links up with Asako. And here's some space down the right edge for the Dolphins. Asako fends off Clifford and falls to ground. Clifford did just enough to slow down a rampaging Asako. But it's tackle one back inside Cowboys territory. Bostock in midfield. 40 out from the line here on play 2. Front foot ball. Danger signs here for the Cowboys. As Farnworth uses his speed to loop around on that right edge. Stands in the tackle, offloads, but he's already held. He'll be told to go back and play that one. Katoa to Molo. Carries it inside the 20. Francis Molo on tackle 4. Options left and right. They go right. Katoa. Out the back it goes for Fangai, who gets away from the tackle. Flick pass beats Asako into touch. And that is a let-off for the Cowboys because the Dolphins were once again looking very threatening. They are dismantling the Cowboys here on these kick returns. Jermaine Asako was nearly through there. Muzzle flash. Ahoy, mate. 10 points to 0. What a start for the Dolphins. But of course, the Cowboys already with so many players out for Origin to have Drinkwater off the field so early on, and then his replacement goes off for a HIA. They can't wait for Drinkwater to get back out there, that's for sure. As Jordan McLean carries it up to halfway. Jack Bostock with both tries so far for the Dolphins. Hess angles back in towards the play the ball. Tackle 4 on the halfway line here for the Cowboys. Nick Clark says this game could get ugly for the Cowboys, I'm afraid. And yes, it could, as Kai O'Donnell takes the 5th and last 40 meters out from the Dolphins line. And Zach Labert puts the kick in. Oh, it's gone out on the full. The kicker's gone out on the full. Well, they tried something a little different. It hasn't worked out. Oh, Ming the Merciless is furious. Coach Ming up in the box there, furious at that. Well, what was Labert doing even kicking the ball? What was Labert doing getting the ball on the fifth and last? Where's your halves? Where's Clifford? Where's Purdue? Well, we know that Purdue's covering fullback while Drinkwater's off. But where was Jake Clifford in that instance? And Thomas Duffy has also passed his HIA. So both Cowboys have passed their HIA. Duffy will return to the bench, and Drinkwater will return to the field of play at some point. Katoa, dummies, takes the line on, beats the line. He's got support in field, and Oren Keeley will score. The Dolphins, they are playing some scintillating rugby league at the moment. 18 and a half left in the opening 40, and they're up 14 points to 0. Kalfusi's back on the field too, by the way. Has been for a couple of sets. And this is one-way traffic. Isaiah Katoa breaks the line, has the try assist. He is having a great day. $14-0 kick to come. Muzzle flash says the Dolphins are looking so damn good. Scott Wood says red hot at the moment, and they certainly are. Now, once again, they're playing a severely depleted Cowboys side, but you can only play what's in front of you. As I always say, you can only judge based on what you're playing in front of you at the time. And let's face it, this is not the first weekend that the Dolphins have done this. They have done this to multiple teams throughout the course of the competition so far in 2025. So this is not a one-off thing. Jermaine Asako puts this conversion over from right in front, essentially. Just a couple of meters to the left of post. It was basically in front. And it's 16 points to 0. Dolphins. But at least it's not been the Bostock show anymore. A try for Oren Keeley. Sharing it around. 2 for Bostock. And now 1 for Oren Keeley. 2 conversions for Jermaine Asako. Who did I tip? The Dolphins, of course. You'd have to be mental to have tipped the Cowboys this week. Mookie, a tick off the multi. Well done, sir. I've still got my one nice and early. And in the last game, Roosters. Because you'd have to be mental to have tipped the Knights this weekend. Or any weekend. Oh, excuse me. The try scorer, Oren Keeley, brings it back to the 20. Francis Molo with the Dolphins looking very, very good. Tackle 3. They stay on the right edge here. 16 and a half to go. Oh, Kafusi's coming back on the field now. Okay. So he must have been substituted rather than coming straight back out onto the field. They left him off, it seems, as Katoa from halfway puts this one down, and Drinkwater takes it. Drinkwater heads across field. And well wrapped up. Drinkwater, a much-needed re-entry into the game here for the Cowboys. Sloppy play the ball. Katoa is all over the Cowboys here in the defensive line. But they get the ball free. Robert Derby taken down in midfield. Play 3. 16 minutes to go. This opening half. That's been one-way traffic largely in favor of the Dolphins as Farnworth rips that ball away, but illegally, says the referee. Oh, no, he's stolen it legally, but he's knocked it on. So that's what the whistle was for. A successful one-on-one strip by Herbie. but he spills it forward in the process. Scott Wood says, if the Finns haven't made the finals, then things look dire for Perth and PNG. To be perfectly brutally honest, Scott, I think things look brutal for Perth and PNG regardless, mate. To be perfectly honest, it's a very brutal call. But we did do that video on YouTube. It's on the YouTube channel, our Generations podcast with the old Panther and I. I am very concerned about the NRL overexpanding too quickly. Into midfield now, the Cowboys. Drinkwater. Oh, just shuffling along to McIntyre. 20 out from the line. Clifford, short ball here for Peter Griffin-Neame. 15 out. To the left they go. Drinkwater. The cutout pass for Labert, who drops it backwards. Was it touched by the Dolphins? Yes. 6 more tackles for the Cowboys. Ten meters out. 0 tackle. Here's the chance for the Cowboys. Short ball from Clifford. Back inside for Neame. 5 out from the line. Play 2. Staying on the left. Lawton sends it out for Clifford to Drinkwater. Out the back for Labert. Well read by the Dolphins defense. Sliding across on that left edge. Clifford into midfield. Harrison Edwards sets it up. 10 meters out. Right in midfield. Drinkwater gets it at the back. Passes on for Labert. And again, the Dolphins are just all over that attacking pattern. Drinkwater down the short side with quick hands for Robert. Oh, it's Taulagi. Murray Taulagi dives over the top of the defense. Bots it down in the corner. And we have got the second tick off the multi. Murray Taulagi. 2 of the 4 ticks done. Oh, bring it on. I got a good feeling about this one. Carter Lennon, yes, Scott Drinkwater was off early for HIA. He's back out on the field now. And was very instrumental in that play from dummy half. Drinkwater down the short side. Created a 3-on-2. And just slick hands here. Try confirmed. Murray Taulagi diving for the corner. And the Cowboys, boy, did they need that. They absolutely had to be the next team to score. Sister LCG for 2 hype. Ahoy there. Welcome along over on Twitch. Simo, you tipped the Dolphins for this one. Good call, I believe. Simo. As conversion attempt here from right on the sideline. Drinkwater hooking it back way too far. And it just slices across the face of the goalpost. 16 points to 4. It remains. And it was Drinkwater with the vision. Shooting off down the short side. Another tick for you as well, Mookie. Hell yeah. Okay, so I need a Sarko and Drinkwater or Labert. Back underway. Dolphins with the restart. And it falls into open space. It could bounce anywhere. Awkward for the Cowboys, but they do manage to retain possession. Holy hell, though. That was very risky stuff, leaving that ball to bounce. Scott Wood, North Sydney do have a fair junior comp set up, but here's the question I ask. How many of those juniors are going to want to move to Perth? There's going to be a lot of pilfering of the good young talent coming through that will want to stay in Sydney. That's the problem they have. Who's going to want to move to Perth to play rugby league when there's so many Sydney options available? $16 points to 4 here. 11 minutes left in the opening 40. Do I think Herbie Farnworth scores a try? He's been on a great try-scoring run, hasn't he? So it wouldn't surprise me as Kaufusi driven back in the two-man tackle. McKaylee leading the way there, driving the big man backwards. Fifth and last for the Dolphins. Katoa sends this one upfield. Fifth and last, that's a hell of a kick. He finds the grass, and it sits up in the end goal. Taulagi watching it go dead, and it just hits the dead ball line. 7 tackles set here for the Cowboys. That was a big risk for Taulagi, but it paid off. 7 tackle set. Katoa just overcooks it. 16 points to 4 inside the last 10 minutes. Scott Wood, lots of talk of poaching South African rugby players. Yes, well, you know what? There is a lot of expat South Africans over in Perth. Every time the Springboks play the Wallabies in Perth, it feels like a Springboks home game. It's insane. That being said, it's not going to be that easy to pilfer from rugby union because in South Africa, especially, rugby is the dominant sport. Union, that is the dominant sport. And a lot of those kids are going to have aspirations to represent the Springboks. So it's easy to sit there and talk a lot about poaching South African rugby players. A much harder prospect is actually getting them to convert. But it is a solid idea, nonetheless. 9 minutes left in this opening half, and onto the field, ready to roll, is Ray Stone. Josh Kerr wandering around the sideline as well as those Dolphins, big boppers, get ready to have a little bit of a rest. And it's a penalty now to the Dolphins. Bostock taken high. Well, in fairness, he was falling into it. It's very hard to tackle Jack Bostock high unless he's falling into a tackle. The Dolphins find touch here on halfway. 8 minutes left. The opening 40. 16 points to 4. So, they've dominated large parts of this, the Dolphins. You feel like one more try, I think they'll be happy. At the moment, 16-4, for all the possession and territory they've had, I feel like the lead should be bigger, personally. But we'll see. If they come up with a try here, I think it's bang on. Katoa to Avarillo. Goes out the back for Fangai. And Fangai steps in field. Brings it inside the 20 on tackle 4 over on that right side. Back into midfield. Katoa shows it and goes out for Nikarima. Cut out pass for Farnworth. Farnworth with some fancy footwork tries to open them up. And he's wrapped up in midfield now. Farnworth, fifth and last. Oh, he gets the offload away and it's been dropped. Knock on by the Dolphins. Kurt Donahue probably wasn't expecting that. Herbie Farnworth, the no-look flick pass back. Well, that's a big mistake. Down this end of the field on the fifth and last. Incomplete set. Frustration. Nicholas T. Allen, ahoy mates. Nicholas on Facebook says, go Cowboys. And over on TikTok, Bronx World says the Cowboys suck. Oh, I feel like there's a battle here. TikTok chat versus Facebook chat. But then again, just going back to poaching South African rugby players, if you go after a player who won't make it for the international team, are you going after anybody who's any good? Or are we just trying to make up the numbers? That'd be my counter argument to that. Not that we're arguing, but that would be my counter argument to that. We're obviously not arguing. We're just having a discussion as the Cowboys, loose passing, coming up with the mistake. Oh, now that was terrible. That was really poor from the Cowboys. They were given a reprieve down their own end of the field, and they can't even get to the end of set and get a kick away. $16 points to 4 as we approach halftime. Mitch Cav, the score in the Roosters Knights game, I believe the Roosters won like 10 or 12 points to 6. It was a very low scoring game, and it was a very tight game. The Roosters scored a try with 10 minutes to go to steal the lead, and I do believe they won 12 points to 8. 12 points to 8 was the final score there. The Roosters with a try with 10 minutes to go to steal the victory as Lemuelu takes tackle 4 here. 12 meters out in midfield. Kafusi dummies. And he's taken 5 meters out here, 5th and last. Short ball, the crash ball for Nichols. And he's held up. Turnover, 4.5 to go in the opening 40. 16 points to 4. I just wonder if it's enough. Well, the Cowboys, they're up against it, of course, with all the outs for Origin. But I don't suspect that they won't be happy, obviously. Once again, I always say this. It's not like they'll be happy with their first half performance, but I'll feel that they will feel they're still well in this, only trailing by 12 at the break. And if they can jag a try here in the opening, the last 4 minutes, oh, well, they've come up with a mistake is what they've come up with. Oh, this has got to be frustrating for poor Ming the Merciless up there in the coach's box. A simple dropped ball, and the Dolphins will go back on the attack. Oh, to be a Cowboys coach this game. 16 points to 4, 3.5 left in the opening 40. Kafusi onto Katoa. Katoa gives it to Nichols. 15 out from the line. Katoa again. Dummies inside. Dummies outside. Puts the step on. Oh, Katoa is loving life right about now. 5 out from the line. Oh, the pass goes out to nobody. Touched by the Cowboys, though. It'll be 6 more tackles, will it? Knock on Cowboys first. Knock on Dolphins second. Ming's up and about. He's furious. Todd Payton. Has he called this a double knock on? Captain's challenge, Dolphins. Okay. That suggests to me he hasn't called it a double knock on. The Dolphins feel like it was touched by Cowboys, and they should be getting the scrum feed here. Purdue. Oh, it's gone straight under Purdue's hands. By the looks of it, Purdue might have had an air swing at this one. Well, a good result here for the Dolphins could be that they deem this inconclusive and they get to retain their challenge. But I feel like this is going to stay as Cowboys ball. Well, did they get a touch on the ball there? Did Braden Burns knock the ball out? Challenge inconclusive. Challenge inconclusive. So that is probably a good result in the end for the Dolphins. They'll retain their challenge. The Cowboys will get the scrum feed, but a retained captain's challenge. And who knows how important that could be, the back end of this game. Mitch Cav wants to know what my thoughts were on the Titans game. Where has that been from the Titans all season long? That's what I say about that game. Manly were terrible, awful. One of Manly's worst performances in season 2025 so far. But where has that been from the Titans all season long? They were impressive. If they can keep that form going forward, you just never know. There's not a lot in this competition from positions like 6 through to 17. You just never know. Maybe the Titans avoid the wooden spoon and it goes to the Knights. Up to halfway here, the Cowboys march. Peter Griffin Neem. Fifth and last on halfway. Drinkwater's going to have a run here on the fifth tackle, and he's caught with the ball. It's knocked on then as he offloads it back for Labert. And more mistakes. This has been a scrappy old first half by both teams. Minute and a half to go in this opening 40. The last 5 minutes completions. 0-3 for the Cowboys, 0-2 for the Dolphins. The last 5 minutes has just been an error fest. Both teams. 5 minutes, and we have not seen a single completed set. This one's touched by the Cowboys. This one definitely touched for 6 more tackles. Farnworth gets the offload, back in field. Play on. Lemuelu straightens the attack. Carries it inside the 30, inside the last minute now. Still going, Lemuelu. That's the 0 tackle. Kaufusi on 2. Nichols. Nichols takes tackle 1. 10 meters out. Just to the right of the post here. The Dolphins. Katoa in midfield. Short ball that confuses everybody. And Josh Kerr's taken down. Tackle 2. 5 out. Staying on the left. Katoa. The double pump and Harbour Bridge ball over the top to Bostock, who runs back in field because he had no space down that left edge touchline. 3 tackles left, but only 17 seconds left. Katoa inside for Lemuelu again. This will be the last play of the half. A meter short. The Dolphins try to dive over and do from dummy half. Kurt Donahue. And that's more like it for the Dolphins. They'll be much happier now going into the break. 16 points to 4. Turns into 20. And that suddenly looks a lot brighter for the Dolphins. 22-4, they will lead at halftime. That is much better looking for the Dolphins. Oh, Ming the Merciless, he's furious. Todd Payton is throwing stuff around up in the coach's box. He can't believe they've given that up on the stroke of halftime. He's not a happy boy. Try confirmed. Dolphins 24, kick to come. And they're looking very comfortable at the break. Scotty Wood, yes. Mark Nwanganitawase. Who did it? You know what? I can't even remember who he used to play for. The Waratahs, I'd be guessing. The New South Wales Waratahs would be my guess. But you know what? I honestly can't remember. 22 points to 4. The Dolphins lead at the break. What a first half it's been in the end. But I can't believe that 5-6 minute period where there were no completions. A big first half here for the Dolphins. I'm sure that they'll go on with it in the second half. We still need Jermaine Asako. We need Drinkwater or Labert. But we're halfway through this 4-leg multi. Let's see what our cash-out offer is even. All right. Halftime break. And we'll be back after this for the second half action and to recap all of what we just saw there in that opening half. Ah, yes. 22 points to 4 at the halftime break. Big performance from the Dolphins coming in that opening half. They'll be much happier at the break. I mean, it was 16 points to 4, and if it went into the break at 16-4, and this is obviously what Ming the Merciless, Todd Payton, was so furious about right on the stroke of halftime. If the Cowboys went in only trailing by 12, considering how bad a half they had, they would have been much happier at the break. But that try, Donahue, right on the stroke of half time, I think that's a fair reflection of how this first half has gone. 22 points to 4. The Dolphins, they'll be full of confidence now, full of running to come out and start the second half. Dario Diaz. Do I think Drinkwater scores tonight? I bloody hope so, because he's in my same game multi, and he's probably in a whole lot of other people's same game multis. I'll tell you what, though, he was probably one of the Cowboys' best in that opening half. Got Drinkwater. Left the field early for HIA, passed, came back on. He was very instrumental in the lead-up and directly for the try assist for the Cowboys' only try of the game so far. Murray Taulagi in the corner. So Drinkwater probably been the standout for the Cowboys in that opening 40. So if he keeps that up in the second half, hopefully he gets across the line. I'll take Zach Labert as well, but we're also looking for Jermaine Asako. That's what I need at halftime. We got a tick for Bostock. We got a tick for Taulagi. I need Asako, and I need Labert or Drinkwater in the second. Tehiyom. Reckon Purdue or Derby will score. So, Derby, even though he's wearing the number 2, he's been playing on the right edge. All the Cowboys' attacks been going, well, that's where he would start in the number 2. But, yeah, Derby's playing on the right edge. Cowboys' attack has been going left. So, Taulagi Purdue is probably a better option at the moment, I think, than Robert Derby. So, but who knows? I mean, the second half could change. Everything could change. They go in, they have their halftime chat. The whole game plan could shift. Yeah, the Dolphins. Here we go. Let's get the fins on these stupid things. Oh, God, I feel ridiculous. Yippee. Marky Mark Nawanga Nitawase. He did play for the Waratahs and Junior Wallabies. Yeah, somebody said that he played for the Rebels. I think they might be right as well. I feel like he might have shifted to the Rebels right before he switched over to Rugby League. Or maybe it was the other way around. But yeah, I do feel like he did have some games at least for the Rebels. But like I said, funnily enough, my memory's a little bit flaky on Marky Mark because at the time, I wasn't really watching Super Rugby. So this year has been our first time back to Super Rugby. Last season, we only did the finals. Well, actually, last year we only did the grand final, the very last match. Just one only in Super Rugby. I haven't really been following along with it. For those who might have seen the Generations podcast on YouTube that I do with my dad, the Old Panther, and we were talking about NRL expansion in the most recent episode. And I make mention of it quite a few times, I believe, in that episode, how I used to love Super Rugby, stopped watching. I've now only just recently come back because it is starting to get good again. Genuinely. So I missed pretty much all of Nawanga Nitawase in Super Rugby. I only ever saw him play for the Wallabies. So, yeah, my memory is a little bit flaky when it comes to that, his time in rugby union. But I do know that for the Wallabies, he was one of their best every single time they took the field. Nawanga Nitawase was one of their best players, and certainly he's a big loss to Australian rugby. And what a pickup for the Roosters. He just needs to work on those high balls, huh? Catching those high balls. It's his big weakness at the moment. Jackson the Paddler says the Cowboys will make NRL history next week by sending out the girls team, and it'll be refereed by Belinda Sharp. Scott Wood, he's going very well at the Roosters. Mark Nawanga Nitawase, he has been a revelation. Really does need to work on taking the high ball. See, he never had to worry about that in rugby. That was the thing. He played for the Wallabies. He used to play, he was in the back line, obviously, but yeah, he was pretty much sheltered from the high balls. So it wasn't something that he really had to do. So he's being found out in that respect, but boy, the skill set that he brings all around the park, everywhere else, been immense. Yeah, he played on the wing. He's played in the centres. He's played fullback as well. Yeah, he pretty much shifted around the back line as needed. Stephen Peake says Australian rugby has improved. You can tell how the Aussie teams have been playing well all year. Have they improved enough, or have the All Blacks declined enough for Australia to threaten the Bledisloe Cup? Probably not. But I do reckon that the Wallabies I reckon that they'll put the fight to the British and Irish Lions. I'm looking forward to that. That Lions tour, it's going to be immense. We'll be covering all the action here on the Waste of Water Sports. So very much looking forward to that Lions tour. The Wallabies, I think, they'll be up for the contest. That Bledisloe Cup, I mean, it can't stay in New Zealand forever. Australia will win it at some point. And it might not necessarily be anytime soon still, but yeah, they're definitely on the improve, as Stephen says. Stephen Peake, our channel member, of course. Jamie, ahoy, mate. Yes, I've been whipping out the fins every now and then immediately insulting them. I don't really know why you left them here. I didn't want them, but I am having some unexpected amounts of fun. Yes, it can, says Richard Trainer. Yes, it can. The Bledisloe Cup can stay in New Zealand forever. So, halftime here. 22 points to 4. Dolphins. Hard ticker, yes. We will indeed do the Bulldogs Rabbitohs tomorrow. Certainly will be. That's all good, Jamie. I mean, not exactly a burden. Just, you know, these are easily placed away somewhere. Garbage goes out on Tuesdays, I believe. I'm only joking. Vincent Spears Music, ahoy, mate. How are you? So, 22 points to 4 teams getting ready to come out for the second half. The Cowboys, of course, missing a lot of players. We figured it out. Dearden, Cletus Cotter, Jeremiah Nanai, and Reese Robson. Some key players out. And they did lose temporarily, at least. They lost Drinkwater to HIA. They lost Drinkwater's replacement, Thomas Duffy, to HIA. Drinkwater is, of course, back on the field. He's been one of the Cowboys' best in that opening half. But they've got a lot of work to do here in the second. Very under strength, very depleted team. And the Dolphins are looking mighty good. They've only lost the hammer. I think we figured it out. Only the hammer is gone for Origin duty. DJ Shaq, ahoy, mate. Scott Wood, you got a DUI in 2004 when Johnny Wilkins snapped that field goal. Oh, off the weak foot as well. Johnny Wilkinson off the weak foot. Drop goal to win the World Cup. Now, was that 2004 or 2003? Why do I feel like it was 2003? Or are we talking about the World Cup? Or are we talking about something completely different even? Was it a different game? I'm obviously thinking about the Rugby World Cup final where England and Johnny Wilkinson off the weak boot broke Wallaby hearts. But interestingly enough, that was around the time I got my first DUI as well. Of which I'm not very proud to say I've had 3. Well, actually only 2. The third time I wasn't drunk. I was just driving on suspension from a DUI at the time. So only 2. DJ Shack, how are you, mates? Crusaders Chiefs Super Rugby Grand Final inbound next weekend. As we're off and underway here for the second half. Profits, I reckon New South Wales win game 2 of Origin. 13 plus. Very comfortable win incoming for the Blues. $22 points to 4 here. The Dolphins at the break. And it's the Dolphins who have first use of it here in the second half. So they can look to extend this lead even further. And this is a big run from Nichols. Almost up to the halfway line. Plays it on tackle 4. Carl Fusi now into Cowboys territory. Fifth and last, short side. Katoa puts this one high. Taken by Taulagi. And he weighs up his options and decides taking on the line down the short side is probably the best one. So, a solid opening set of 6 here for the Dolphins. And they've started very much how they ended that first half. Profits, my KO is ahead. So annoying. It's the unfortunate nature of streaming services, isn't it? We're all on different timestamps. Bring back old school, plug the antenna into the back of the telly. Everybody was always on the same. But yeah, all these streaming services, everybody's on different timestamps now. Even when we do the wrestling streams and we bring Rick in from Perth and Rick's watching from Perth and he's sometimes 5 minutes behind us. It does make it very difficult. As the Dolphins now with Herbie Farnworth. Carries it out to the 40-meter line. Short side, Nikorima. Nice cutout pass there for Bostock, but there's no space down the left. Has to angle back in field. Nikorima heads across field. Gets this one off to Josh Kerr, who gets it back for Nikorima. And now Nichols. Nichols again. 40 meters out from the line. Fifth and last, Katoa in midfield. Puts this kick high. Contestable ball up the middle, but it's only Kaufusi. Lines up Scotty Drinkwater. And he looks to rip the ball away, Kaufusi, but Drinkwater holds on for dear life. But he's not straight when he plays this. He is not straight when he plays the ball. And now even Scott Drinkwater's goofing up. The Cowboys are falling apart here. And Ming the Merciless, he's going to break something up there in that coach's box. Incorrect play the ball here. Scott Drinkwater was on a 45-degree angle as he plays that. And here come the Dolphins. 20 out from the line. Katoa onto Kerr. They could really go a long way to putting this game to bed now. Nikorima, it's touched by the Cowboys. Farnworth's got it. Flick pass around the back for Bostock. Bostock gets a third. No way. Bostock and 2 smoking barrels gets a hat trick. And the Dolphins lead 26-4. It is the Dolphin Show here in Townsville. 26-4, the kick to come. And they are just monstering the Cowboys on this left edge. A hat trick for Bostock. Unbelievable. South Africa need 40 runs to win the World Test Championship. How many more wickets have they lost, Matty? I saw that they were 3 down. Have they lost any further wickets? They have. They've lost a 4th. Ooh. I'm telling you, that is not over. I am telling you, that game is not over. I feel like Markram is the key. If Australia can knock over Aiden Markram, it's still game on there. I'm not calling that one yet. I'm calling this one. 26 points to 4. Kick to come from out wide. Asako. I'm calling this one game over. It's hooking back. From the sideline. Jermaine Asako makes it 28 points to 4. Razor says time to bring out the lucky sandpaper. Been done before against South Africa too. Surely they wouldn't risk that again though, would they? Hey, DJ Shaq, you know who he actually reminds me of a lot? Jermaine Asako reminds me a lot of Richie Mwanga. He really does. As the Dolphins now, 28 points to 4, back in possession, and they are just full of running here. All the momentum. They could put 50 on. This is obviously a very origin weakened Cowboys team, but still, to give up 50 points, I mean, it's a long way away yet, but back into Cowboys territory they go. 5th and last. Katoa kicking for Bostock. Bostock will surely win this battle in the air. He does, but Purdue picks up the pieces. Jackson Purdue saves the day for the Cowboys. They were about to pile on more misery there, the Dolphins. So I need Asako and I need Drinkwater or Labert. As onto the field, Caden Lars. NRL debut. Penalty to the Cowboys. A second effort in the tackle there. As Clifford finds touch right on halfway. NRL debut. Caden Lars for the Cowboys. I mean, that's how deep they've had to dig into their stocks. Nick Clark says, Caden is a Tamworth boy where I live. Good on him. And let's keep an eye on his first touch. There it is. Straight into it. Getting him a touch of the ball nice and early. Plays it quickly, and it's back for Jordan McLean now. 20 out from the line. Cowboys on tackle 3. Purdue heads across field. He's got Drinkwater out the back for Burns. Braden Burns is away. Just a meter short. Cowboys, 2 tackles left. Opportunity here. Drinkwater back into midfield they go. Purdue heads across field. Links up with Clifford as they come left. Taulungi read well there by Asako. Well, he can kick goals and he's solid on defense as well, Jermaine. 5th and last for the Cowboys. Clifford. Crossfield kick to the right. Nobody's chasing. And it's an easy catch for Herbie Farnworth. Where was the kick chase? Oh, poor Todd Payton, Ming the Merciless. He'll be throwing more stuff around in the coach's box. Oh, Steve Smith, yeah, he won't be back. He won't be back for this game. As this kick, looking for a 40-20. And Drinkwater returns it for the Cowboys. Down the short side. Taulungi bumps off one. Katoa holds on to him. Actually, that was hilarious. Steve Smith was wearing a helmet in second slip. I did wonder why that was the case. I don't think I've ever seen a second slip wear a helmet before. Up to halfway, the Cowboys. Short side. McIntyre tackled. 40 out from the Dolphins line. Clifford in midfield. Is there going to be a kick chase this time? There is. And it's a contestable ball. Oh, but what a take from Jake Averillo. And that was indeed my first time, DJ Shack, the other night, seeing a second slip wearing a helmet. Dan Mascarenas. Dan Mascarenas. You need a Sarko as well? Me too. A Sarko and Drinkwater or Zach Labert. Fifth and last here for the Dolphins. Lemuelu with the kick. Well, everybody's getting involved here for the Dolphins. Lemuelu sends this one high. It's a hell of a kick. It's an easy take at the back, though, for Robert Derby there for the Cowboys, who immediately spread it wide to the left. Taulagi threatens to break through the line. Katoa makes the tackle. He's having a good game. Isaiah Katoa. Oh, what a huge hit! Kurt Donahue had Labert lined up from a mile away, and he absolutely monstered him. That hit was so big, I felt it through the TV. Now that's a rugby league tackle. Fifth and last, Clifford from inside the 40. High down the middle of the field. Easy take at the back here for Averillo, who steps away from the first kick chase. Dolphins start the set 30 out from their own line. Asako into contact. We need him for a try. $29 left. Plenty of time left for tries. We only need 2 of them, 1 for each team. As the defense from both teams here has really started to ignite. Nikorima fires the pass over the top for Bostock. He couldn't get a fourth, could he? Steps away from Derby. Gets the pass back into Nikorima. Nikorima stepping through the midfield, but it's a loose pass picked up by Nichols. Fifth and last for the Dolphins, 25 out. Marshall King chips down the short side for Averillo. Jake Averillo scores. They're in again. Jeremy Marshall King, the chip over the top. Jake Averillo scores. Oh, the Dolphins. This is such impressive footy. This is impressive footy. Jake Gavarillo now on the try scorer sheet. Nobody at the back for the Cowboys. Where was Drinkwater? Drinkwater was up in the line. Wow, 32 points to 4. Well, 50's on, right? 50 is well and truly on. The Dolphins. Wow. The Canterbury combination. Sometimes I forget that Jake Averillo was let go from the Bulldogs. Jermaine Asako slots another one, and it is 34 points to 4 here. The Dolphins. One-way traffic in Townsville. Cody Nikorima, some fancy footwork. Here's where the play broke down. Probably should have got 6 again there too. The Dolphins. There was Drinkwater. Drinkwater was up in the line. Caught out. Great vision from Marshall King. Cowboys go short with the restart. It doesn't break the plane of the 10-meter line, and it's a penalty to the Dolphins on halfway. Well, they can do nothing right at the moment, the poor Cowboys. The short kickoff was played at before it broke the plane of the 10-meter line. They're going to challenge it. Captain's challenge. But it seemed pretty clear. It seemed pretty clear this did not go the 10. Let's have a look. Has it broken the plane? No, it hasn't. Penalty stands. Challenge unsuccessful by the Cowboys. And the penalty stands for the Dolphins on halfway. And the Cowboys just continue to get it wrong. Dolphins kick for this near touchline. On the right-hand side, finding touch 30 meters out. The tap and go. And Nichols, he's been immense since he came onto the field. Inside the 20 now, Ray Stone on tackle 2. We talked about that punch from the bench. Donahue back to Katoa. Loose pass. Dived on by the Dolphins. They're still on the attack. Donahue keeps the ball alive. Now he goes to ground here. 15 out. Katoa to Nikorima. Gets the arms free again and gets away from the tackle. Cody Nikorima. Barnworth. 10 out. Gets the offload away again. Firing it out to the left, and they've lost it now. Almost scooped up by Purdue, but will come back for the knock on. Double knock on. Cowboys ball. Well, they're happy to just throw the ball around willy-nilly now, the Dolphins. They've got nothing left to lose. They're up by 30 with 24 minutes to go. So they're just trying everything possible to come up with more points. And yes, a little bit of concern up there in the coach's box. Not about the result, but just not what you want to see as a coach. Connor Crowley, ahoy, mate. Am I doing the Leinster match today? What's the Leinster match? That might be a question and answer all in one. There's the Cowboys now trying to take something out of this game. I mean, there's still so much time left. I mean, not enough time to win, you would think, but especially with such an understrength squad. Lots of players out for Origin, as we have mentioned. Griffin Neem up to halfway. 2 tackles left. Purdue, cut-out pass to Labert, who angles back in field. Tackle 5. Drinkwater puts this kick high. Contestable ball. Wow, they've left Avarillo free to take the kick. Uncontested ball for the Dolphins. Ooh, British and Irish Lions versus Argentina, Saturday, June 21st. Hell yeah. I am down for that. Assuming that Argentina field a full-strength squad, I would be down for that. Tackle 4 on halfway here. 6 again for the Dolphins. Oh, poor Ming the Merciless. Todd Payton. How furious that man will be. Yes, this is a very origin-depleted Cowboys team, but this performance has just been poor. Katoa to the line. 30 meters out. Tackle 3 here for the Dolphins. Marshall King to Nichols. Nichols dummies. Carries it inside the 20. Short ball here for Donahue. Bumps off 1. 6 again for the Dolphins. So Donahue just surrenders in the tackle. More pressure here for the Cowboys. Katoa drops it off on the inside here for Lemuelu. Tackle 2. 5 meters out. Back into midfield. Nichols spills it. It's been scooped up by Drinkwater. And Drinkwater brings it outside the 20. 0 tackle. Only 1-6 in the test match. And what about centuries, Matty Colkin? They'd have to be the only the one, right? This performance from Markram would be the only century in the match, wouldn't it? As South Africa need 31 runs for a famous victory. South Africa are about to finally break the drought of finals and claim a major trophy. Down the short side, Drinkwater gives it off to Braden Burns, 5th and last. Purdue kicks for the short side. Chasing through is Robert Derby, but it's an easy take for Bostock. Fends off Derby. And Kai O'Donnell comes back at him and brings him down. Dolphins, 20 out from their own line, back in possession. Farnworth heads across field. And he's chopped in half. Oh, who's this? Kurt Donahue down on the sideline. And he's actually off the field at the moment. No trainer with him. But he is off the field. And the Dolphins have come up with, not a mistake. Just go back and play it properly, says the referee. Dolphins put the kick in. It falls for Marshall King. It's called a knock on. Knock on against the Dolphins. Cowboys, they'll get the handover here. Captain's challenge. Yes. Dolphins are challenging the call. They may as well, I suppose. I don't think this really accomplishes all that much either way. So what have we got? We've got 20 minutes still to go in this game. I still need a Sarko, and I still need Drinkwater or Laybert, and I tell you what, I don't think it's happening. I was pretty confident at the halftime break, but I'm not so confident anymore because I can't see the Cowboys scoring any more tries in this game, the way they're going. Captain's challenge here from the Dolphins. Supporting the on-field decision. So an unsuccessful... inconclusive. Again. Inconclusive challenge once more. So the Dolphins will retain their challenge still. So 20 minutes remain, 34 points to 4. 50 is well and truly on here for the Dolphins if they just stick to playing the way that they have been. I feel like that they're so far ahead. Oh, that's a loose pass from Lawton. Purdue breaks straight through. Purdue needs support. He's got nobody with him. 20 out from the line here on play 3. Drinkwater calls runners on the inside. It's Clifford. Clifford's taken down 10 meters out. Well, that pass from Lawton was a mile forward, but it was play on. Purdue onto O'Donnell. 5th and last now. Here's a chance for the Cowboys out of nowhere. Purdue caught with the ball, and that's a handover. Well, that was just weak. What a poor end of set. $34 points to 4. 19 minutes remaining. The Cowboys, well, I had just written them off for getting any points. Suddenly they break out. Maybe I should say it more often. Okay. Drinkwater and Lay, but definitely not going to score a try in this game. And nor is Jermaine Asako. I was feeling so good at halftime about this multi as well. It's up over halfway. Francis Molo. Tackle 5 for the Dolphins. Katoa sends this one high. Down midfield. Contestable ball. Lost by the Cowboys. Drinkwater picks it up. Oh. That's worked out all right for the Cowboys in the end, but big defense here from the Dolphins. Keeping them inside their own 20. Robert Derby in midfield. That's tackle 3. Drinkwater. Driven back in the tackle. They're all over Drinkwater tonight. 2 tackles left here for the Cowboys. And they've gone absolutely nowhere on that set of 6. 19 meters. And with 17 and a half minutes left to play, it's just a matter of by how many, basically, for the Dolphins. Starting this set just short of halfway as well. The kick, not a good one. The Dolphins. So where do they sit? If we jump onto the live competition ladder for a moment, 6 again, ruck infringement. The Dolphins in the hunt for more points now as they head to the 30-meter line. We're going to check the live ladder here and just see where the Dolphins might end up. This left edge, that's where they've had so much success. Nikorima drops it off for Farnworth. Farnworth is 15 out. Quick play the ball. Oh, he's lost it. Farnworth has lost it. They might challenge again here, Dolphins. They do still have one. So at the moment, Dolphins winning this one by 30 points. So on the live ladder, Dolphins jump up to 6th place. 6th place ahead of the Broncos. If it stays as it is now, 30-point margin, Dolphins win. Pushes the Panthers back down to 9th. But the Dolphins jumping up into 6th place. And for the Cowboys, they stay in. Oh, they drop down a place into 10th. So the Cowboys are going to drop down one. And Taulagi spills the ball on halfway. You can't believe it. You know what? I feel so sorry for Todd Payton. Yes, Origin has depleted this team. There's lots of players out. They are state of origin ravaged, as I said. But still, it doesn't matter if you've got your reserve graders out there in certain positions, certain key positions. They need to be better than this. This is simple mistakes. And this dropped ball wasn't even a reserve grader. That's Murray Taulagi spilling the ball cold. Been a really poor performance overall from the Cowboys. As Katoa with the short ball creates space. Nikorima is going to score a try. He gives it to Farnworth. Oh, you're joking. Cody Nikorima has given the ball over the try line to Herbie Farnworth. Cody Nikorima standing in the try line, or standing on the try line rather, hands it back for Herbie Farnworth for a try. So from the scrum, Katoa takes the line on. The ball to Lemuelu, who gets the arms free, and Nikorima, who should have scored the try, gives it to Herbie Farnworth. Boy, I tell you what, if anybody in the chat room has Cody Nikorima in your multi, how furious are you right now? Because that was Nikorima's try. If Cody Nikorima is in your multi, You are throwing stuff at the TV right now. If you had Herbie Farnworth, you're jumping up and down celebrating. Richard Trainer, sadly, I did. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. That was Cody Nikorima's try. I think all bets with Cody Nikorima should be voided because of that. That's what I think. Jermaine Osako from out wide. Hooking another one back through. 40 points to 4. 13 and a half left to go. 40 points to 4. So I still need Osako. I still need Drinkwater or Lay, but I don't think it's happening now with 13 minutes left. Oh, it was looking so good too. So good. And the Dolphins just continue to roll on here in season 2025. Cowboys go long with the restart. Well, I thought they may as well try and get hold of the ball. No, hard ticker. I've already got that one. Farnworth or Bostock, either to score a try. So they only share the one beer between them, and Bostock already got it. Short ball, maybe forward, but still there for the Dolphins. Katoa to Nikorima. Avarillo gets the ball free. Bostock. It's called a knock on. Bostock was away. Bostock was in for a fourth. Captain's challenge here for the Dolphins again. Good Lord, if this is inconclusive, I swear. Scott Wood says you want to play with blokes like that, selfless. Yeah, but you don't want to be putting bets on teams that have players like that. Thankfully, Nikorima was not in my multi. South Africa only need 18 more runs. And they are World Test Cricket champions. Okay, so 40 points to 4. The Dolphins have challenged this. And it looks like... Okay, has Avarillo passed this? He's in the act of passing. Gone backwards. It's been touched by Robert Derby. I feel like they're going to win this challenge. Oh, challenge unsuccessful. Well, I've seen it all now. I really have seen it all tonight. 12 and a half minutes remaining. I feel like that was a courtesy win for the Cowboys. Yeah, I feel like that call was to try and get the team getting spanked a consolation try or two, which will be fine if Scott Drinkwater or Zach Labert scores it. I'll be for it. Scrum down. Here come the Cowboys now. 40 out from the line. And in midfield, setting things up here on play one. Lawton sends it right. Purdue bobbles, manages to hold on, fends off Nikorima. Tackle 2 here for the Cowboys. Clifford. Short ball and heading across field. Cohen Hess. 20 out from the line here on play 3. Can they manufacture something here, the Cowboys? Clifford. Grubbers on play 3. And Herbie Farnworth is there to bat it dead. Goal line restart. 12 minutes left to play, so, hey, we're still a chance here. I'm getting a bit worried about Osako, but if the Cowboys can claim possession here from the restart, Dolphins will surely go short. And they do. It hasn't found the 10. It goes out on the full, as a matter of fact. And the Cowboys will get to launch an attack here with 11 and a half minutes remaining. Ty O'Donnell will play the ball. 10 in from touch, 10 meters out. Drinkwater in at first receiver. Just shuffles it on here for McKaylee. McKaylee's held up 5 meters out. Tackle 1, right in front of the posts. Lawton, dummies. Lawton's over the line, can't get the ball down. Desperate defense from the Dolphins. They've held him up, and they'll come back and play it. Still there for the Cowboys. That seemed like it was in slow motion, though, from Carl Lawton. Back to the 10-meter line. Clifford. Short ball from McIntyre. Beats one. 5 meters out here, the Cowboys. Lawton to Clifford. To Purdue. Through the hands now. Drinkwater. Harbour Bridge ball over the top. Intercepted by Bostock. And Bostock's got another. He's going to run the length of the field here, Bostock. 44 points to 4. Length of the field. Intercept try. Basically, length of the field. And it's 4 for Bostock and 2 smoking barrels. It's 44 points to 4 for the Dolphins with the kick to come. 10 minutes left. 50 as well on the cards now. Drinkwater looking for Robert Derby. Finds Bostock. If you're going to try and throw a Harbour Bridge ball over the top of Bostock, you are absolutely crazy. One of the tallest players in the NRL, and you're going to try and throw a Harbour Bridge ball over the top of him. Craziness. 44-4, kick to come. It will surely be 46-4. Very good player, Jack Bostock. Old mate Bostock and 2 smoking barrels. Solid performer. 9 minutes to go. Asako converts. It is 46 points to 4. This has been an incredible run from the Dolphins. They are firing on all cylinders at the moment. Yes, this is, as we stated, an origin-depleted Cowboys team. But nonetheless, what a performance. You kind of want to see them get 50. Still 9 minutes left to play. Time for consolations for the Cowboys. Time for 50 for the Redcliffe Dolphins. Back underway, and it's Francis Molo. Tackled inside the 10. 8.5 to go. Just loving life at the moment, aren't they, the Dolphins? Playing well, flying high. Marching into the finals. The Wayne Bennett curse has been broken. Perhaps. Perhaps. And now they look to spread it wide to the left. Katoa receives the offload from a flat-footed start. Taken down by Purdue. And some help there from Harrison Edwards. To the left edge they go, and they go left again for Avarillo in space. Bostock for number 5. Stepping back in field. He's 10 meters out now. 5. Loses the ball backwards. It's been picked up, play on, and a try for Ray Stone. He has let play go on. Ray Stone has scored, and the Dolphins have got 50. I thought Bostock dropped to the ball. It seems like he's just laid it back. Rugby union style, and Ray Stone has scooped it up. What was Ray Stone even doing there, for goodness sake? 7 minutes to go, 50 points to 4. I think my multi got cooked. It was looking so good at halftime. There's been no change to my multi since the halftime break. It was looking so good. Seven minutes remaining. 50 points to 4. Kick to come. The Dolphins putting on a clinic. As that try is confirmed. Ray Stone. Oh, wow. On YouTube, we are only 6 subscribers away from 6,100. Can we possibly get to 6,100 this stream? There's 6.5 minutes to go. That's a subscriber a minute for the remainder of the game. Can we get it done? If there's anybody out there not subscribed to the Wasted World of Sports that is enjoying themselves and would like to spend more time hanging out here and partying with us, do feel free to hit that subscribe button and follow along as Asako puts this conversion over and the Dolphins lead 52 points to 4. You know who else knows the rules about conceding 50 points? That very forlorn looking Ming the Merciless Todd Payton up there in the coach's box. I think he realizes exactly what this means. As the Cowboys get us back underway, they go deep again. I mean, I don't understand. Get your hands on the ball, go short. Like, at 52 points to 4, does it really matter if you go short and leak any more points? Jeremiah Wilkes. Ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Thank you very much for the subscribe as Nicarima gets on the outside. 6,097. Oh, 3 more. 3 more. Down the short side, the Dolphins. 3 more YouTube subscribers in 5.5 minutes. JC Smoke says, please, Asako, get over that try line. And here's Katoa chipping and chasing for himself. Penalty because Katoa's been cleaned up after the kick. The Cowboys can just get nothing right at the moment. And with 5 minutes to go, obstructing the kick chase very, very blatantly. Very blatantly. That's almost send-off territory, to be perfectly honest. It's a long way out from the try line. Is probably the only saving grace there. But that was as blatant as it gets. 6,098. 2 more, YouTube. It would absolutely make my night if we could hit 6,100 on this stream. 4.5 minutes left in the game. 2 subs to go. 20 out from the line here, the Dolphins. They've already got the 50. What more have they got to play for? I'll tell you what. Jermaine Asako to score a try. Nicarima floats it over for Bostock. Drinkwater heads across and brings him down. 4 minutes left to play. Bostock could get a 5th. Anything could happen yet. Katoa hands it off inside for Keeley. Keeley, 10 meters out here on play 4. Still going, Keeley. 5 out. 2 out. Still going. He's a meter out. Geez, put him down, would you? A meter out from the line here on play 4. Oren Keeley. Katoa in midfield. To Molo. Shows and goes. Francis Molo, 5th and last. Right in front of the posts. Marshall King goes left for Nicarima. Kicking for Bostock. It's a little too heavy. And it's battered dead. Oh, it's battered dead just by the Cowboys. Just. They almost pilfered one there, the Dolphins. But it will be a goal line dropout, I do believe. 6,100. Thank you so much, YouTube. I'll drink to that. Cheers. And welcome along to all our new subscribers over there on YouTube. Thank you very much. There's Drinkwater. with the goal line dropout taken easily by Avarillo. 3 minutes left to play. Keeley, 10 meters out. Another good strong run from Oren Keeley. Dan Thuglife says up the fins. Nicarima drops it off inside for Farnworth. Farnworth, a meter out. 3 tackles left here for the Dolphins, assuming there's not a set restart. Short ball for Molo. Spins out of the tackle, offloads back for Nicarima. And Cody Nicarima decides he'll take the try this time. Sorry, Herbie, I'm not going to gift you another one. Cody Nicarima, hey, you know what that is? That's positive life karma. He handed Herbie the try earlier. Life karma has come back to him, and he scores his try now. Cody Nicarima makes it 56 points to 4. And Richard Traynor will be much happier now. Much happier. Cody Nicarima gets his try. $56 points to 4. The kick to come. Try confirmed. Oh, South Africa, 6 runs away from being World Test Cricket champions. Asako converts. 2 minutes left in this one. 58 points to 4. And this for and against for the Dolphins. Immense, right? Okay, so if we update it and put the Dolphins from a third... This scoreline, man. This scoreline. The ladder predictor only goes up to a 48-point margin. So the Dolphins... I can't even see what the actual live ladder is because it only goes up to 48 points. Oh, you still need a Sarko, Richard Traynor? I thought you needed Nicarima as well, though. But you'll still be short, much like myself. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. As now they spread it wide to the right. Here goes Asako. Asako with one to beat. Come on, fella. Oh, he's passed it in field and it's been intercepted. Oh, put your head down and go on your own, Jermaine. 10 meters out from the line. They've turned the ball over. Everybody. It's been stolen by the Dolphins. Okay, more points on the offer, but I bet they go left. That's exactly where they go. And they've got 72 on one out to the left. Bostock spills it with the line wide open. Bostock drops it cold. 5 tries. We're beckoning. 5 for Bostock. All he had to do was catch it. The try line was wide open. He spills it. Oh, this game has destroyed so many betting odds. Seriously. DJ Shaq says, let's be honest, it's not a big deal. Anybody who had Bostock for 5+ tries, it's a very big deal. A very huge deal. Same as anybody who had a Sarko in their multi, him throwing the ball in field from 10 meters out is a very big deal as well. It's not a big deal in the context of the game, of course, but it's a very big deal in terms of the gambling scene as full-time Downs. The Dolphins have won 58 points to 4. An absolute demolition here on the Cowboys' home turf. But yes, they were missing a lot of players for Origin duty. Lots of key positions. But that is still, regardless of that fact, A hell of a performance from the Dolphins as, Markram's out. South Africa 5 for 276. They could. Hey, that's not over yet. That's not over yet. Australia still need 5 wickets. South Africa only needs 6 runs. But South Africa have a long, storied history of losing the unlosable when it comes to big competitions and finals. $58 points to 4, the Dolphins. What a smashing here in Townsville. Ming the Merciless, he's going to be so unhappy. Dolphins, they are the real deal in 2025. Don't you worry about that. The Wayne Bennett curse hasn't been broken. I feel like it has. Hosea XCI, ahoy, mate. Ouch, indeed. Ouch, if you're a Cowboys supporter. I mean, they do have an excuse, in fairness. They've lost a lot of players. No Dearden, no Robson, no Nanai, no Cletus Cotter. Lots of key positions out. It's still got to be alarming, though, right? That is a monstrous victory for the Dolphins. Manly losing yesterday is still worse. Oh, Manly were atrocious, weren't they? They were atrocious. Drinkwater was still on. Australia, 1995, yes. And Hosea, yes, the Chiefs did win. Crusaders versus the Chiefs. Super Rugby Grand Final coming up next Saturday. Wasted World of Sports, what have we got coming up? We have got coming up tomorrow, Bulldogs versus Rabbitohs. A depleted Bulldogs. So the Rabbitohs are actually a red-hot chance in that one tomorrow. We've got bright and early on Monday morning. Bright and early Monday morning, we've got the Canadian Grand Prix Formula One. We'll be covering that. 4 a.m. my time in Brisbane. 4 a.m. Monday morning. The Canadian Grand Prix. And then 6:30 p.m. Monday night. 6:30 p.m. Monday night. Not another bloody wrestling show. Jace will be in the house. And our wrestling podcast has its latest episode. 6:30 Monday night. And then Wednesday, of course. Wednesday, State of Origin game number 2. Wednesday, June 18th. We'll be covering the action here on the Wasted World of Sports. And then we'll be back into Rugby League on Friday night. Tigers versus Raiders. Tigers will obviously be without Jerome Luai in that one. The Raiders coming off a bye. Let's see if the Raiders can keep their momentum going. Coming off the back of the bye. Sometimes we see teams a little bit flat when they're coming off the bye. But yeah, Tigers without Jerome Luai. That'll be huge for them. Okay, that was weird. There was a sneeze behind me, but there's nobody else in the house right now. I mean, there is my dog, but my dog is not behind me right now. She's out in the other room. 58 points to 4 here, though. The Dolphins, way too good for the Cowboys. Thank you very much for your company here, Wasted World of Sports. I shall take my leave. Thank you very much for 6,100 subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed and you do come and hang out with us here and you enjoy what we're doing, our unique blend of alternative commentary, do feel free to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bulldogs versus Rabbitohs. That is at 4 p.m. my time here in Brisbane. 4 p.m. my time here in Brisbane. Bulldogs, Rabbitohs, 6,100 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much. Another little milestone for us. Obviously not possible without all of you out there. So I drink to you. I salute you, my friends. And that's what it is. That's what I want here. A community, friendship, watching the footy, watching sports. And I will drink to that. Cheers, everyone. See you tomorrow.